All right, we back again, y'all. Had to take a quick breather. Quick move, whatever. Had to go bust a quick move that didn't fall through, but that's all a part of business and how things work. That being said, what I want to talk about today is some stuff within the world of project management, because I feel like we're constantly bridging the gap between vision and reality. And each project, whether it's a win, whether it's a challenge, they all pretty much hold valuable insights and lessons learned. So today what I want to do is explore why these lessons are critical and how to effectively leverage them to navigate the complexities of project management. So I want you to know that this isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's actually about building a foundation for continuous improvement and then strategic growth. So what I can do is share how we can transform project experiences into what I like to consider a powerful compass for future success. So in this video, what I want to do is break down the lessons learned process and highlight the significance it has. Then I want to examine how to systematically capture, analyze, and apply insights. So by the end of this video in particular, you should understand how to establish a structured lessons learned process. Also learn how to utilize different methods to effectively capture and share knowledge, and then also apply lessons learned to optimize your project execution and really, again, learn how to get that continuous improvement. So it's really a practical guide to turning your project experience into a strategic asset. Now, I want to start by helping you really understand the lessons learned process, because it's not just about casual reflection. It's actually about a systematic approach. So imagine a project launch for, I don't know, let's just say a skincare line or a clothing brand. You're going to face challenges with inventory and communication, but instead of just moving on, you're going to implement a structured process. So first, what you're going to want to do is identify the lessons through different things like team discussions and documentation. That's going to be key. Then you want to analyze the impact, validate the findings with your stakeholders, and then share them. And you want to share them through some type of comprehensive report. So when you apply these lessons to different phases, you're going to make sure that your inventory management and your inventory management and communication protocols are all going to be improved. So it's not just about documenting problems. It's going to be about building a knowledge repository for future projects. That's what you got to understand here. So the key takeaway there is that a structured lessons learned process transforms project experiences into actionable knowledge. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for you. Now, identification, if you use regular reflection through team discussions and surveys, you capture insights. And lastly, the documentation portion, right? You record that lessons learned in a structured format. You want to detail the situation, the impact, and recommendations. So those are some things that you can do to truly understand and utilize the lessons learned process. The other thing you want to do is share the findings, right? So use that to integrate into your future project plans. It's super critical, and that kind of comes into the review process. But what I want to talk about now are the methods and tools you can use to capture and share lessons learned, because it's not going to be enough to just document them. You need to be able to access this information. Now, we'll use an example. Let's say that after a complex software implementation, you hold a retrospective, and you do that through a meeting where you have team members that openly discuss successes and challenges. That's what a retrospective is. Then you use your project management software to create a lessons learned repository, which should make it easy for future teams to access and apply these insights. That's the whole point of a lessons learned, is to learn from things that worked and didn't work so you can apply them in the future, whether it be through reports, key takeaways, actionable recommendations, and so forth. And this will ensure that the knowledge is not just captured, right, but is actually effectively shared and utilized. So that's why it's going to be key to understand that effective knowledge sharing is what's going to ensure lessons learned translate into tangible improvements. Now, your retrospective meetings, which I literally just had one last week, you want to facilitate that with an open discussion approach, and you want to capture diverse perspectives. And what that does is kind of like help you manage your project management like findings, really. That's what it's going to do. So the other piece there is once you get those findings, it all circles back to communication. Communicate those lessons learned, but you want to do it concisely and effectively for your specific key stakeholders. Now, the impact of this actual structured approach is going to be significant. You're probably going to see things like increased efficiency, reduced time, improved quality, risk might be mitigated, team morale is going to be improved, and just overall project success rate will increase. So that's how you increase your project success. Your teams will benefit as a whole. That's what's going to help. So like I said earlier in this video, it's not just about avoiding mistakes or past mistakes. That's not what it's about. It's actually about building and formulating a culture of continuous improvement and strategic growth. Because it's going to be about building a legacy of knowledge that you can benefit with your future projects. And that's really what lessons learned are about. And you can do this too, whether you're, like I said, whether you're managing small projects or large-scale initiatives that have to do with millions of dollars, or even just running a turkey giveaway. You use this lessons learned framework to transform your project management practices. And then you embrace the power of reflection. You capture valuable insights and you drive that continuous improvement. So if you want to learn more about leveraging things like lessons learned within project management or anything in life, really, I got a huge thing you can do. Subscribe to this channel. Join the community. And the reason why I say that is because that's what I'm here to do, is provide that exclusive content, tips, and insights to help you build a culture of continuous improvement across your life. Because you got to remember, lessons learned are more than just project post-mortems. They are a strategic asset. By systematically capturing and then applying these insights, you can actually build that wealth of knowledge that drives future success and growth. So trust me on this. This is for you to build that future where every project contributes to your overall collective wisdom. So I'll keep it short. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.